Welcome to my channel, Unsung Legends, History, Forgotten Indian Kings, Vertical Bar, Venkatapati Raya. Ujjain's Vertical Bar, Venkatapati Raya Vertical Bar. The last guardian of Vijayanagara, Vertical Bar, Unsung Legends, History. Unsung Legends History. At the cusp of the 17th century, South India bore witness to a changing political landscape. The mighty Vijayanagara Empire, once a glorious bastion of Hindu resurgence and prosperity under Krishnadeva Raya, was now but a flickering shadow of its former self. Amid this decline, one king, Venkatapati Raya of the Aravidu Dynasty, emerged as a resilient and far-sighted monarch. His reign during the late 1500s was marked by diplomatic tact, strategic resistance against the Mughal Empire, and a cultural revival that prolonged the empire's life. While not as popular as his legendary forebears, Venkatapati Raya's contributions ensured that Tamil and Telugu regions of India remained impervious to Mughal conquest during his time. His reign represents the last great stand of Vijayanagara's sovereignty. Chapter 1. The Political Background Post-Talakota. In 1565, the Battle of Talakota ended in a cataclysmic defeat for the Vijayanagara Empire. The allied Deccan Sultanates decimated the imperial army, and the capital city of Hampi was ransacked. With this defeat, the Tuluva dynasty ended, and the Aravidu Dynasty took its place. The empire relocated to Penukonda and later to Chandragiri, operating more like a confederation of semi-autonomous Nayakas than a central empire. Despite this fractured state, the Vijayanagara banner still carried symbolic and political weight. Venkatapati Raya ascended the throne in 1585 CE, inheriting a realm riddled with internal rebellion and external threats. Chapter 2. Rise to power and stabilization. Venkatapati Raya hailed from the Aravidu line, directly descended from Rama Raya, the regent who had led Vijayanagara during its final years in Hampi. He was seasoned in military affairs and diplomacy. Upon ascending the throne, he undertook the restoration of order within the empire. Key actions included suppressing rebellious Nayakas, fortifying the empire's new capital at Chandragiri, re-establishing authority in Telugu and Tamil regions, reviving land revenues, administration, and religious patronage. These measures brought relative peace to the empire and enabled it to function effectively as a southern power center. By the late 1500s, Akbar's Mughal Empire had consolidated its hold over northern and central India. After conquering Gujarat, Malwa, and parts of the Deccan, the Mughals began pressing southward. Their influence started penetrating the Deccan Sultanates, especially Bijapur and Golconda. Many feared that the Mughals would soon march into Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. However, Venkatapati Raya refused to pay homage or accept Mughal overlordship. Instead, he strengthened alliances with southern Nayaka rulers, reinforced key forts like Chandragiri, Vellore, and Jinja, funded local armies and naval bases to resist incursions. His policy created a southern shield that delayed Mughal entry into deep South India by several decades. Despite military responsibilities, Venkatapati Raya was a staunch patron of arts and culture. His reign saw flourishing of Telugu literature and courtly poetry, renovation of temples in Tirupati, Srikalahasti, and Chidambaram, grants to scholars, Brahmins, and artisans, construction of irrigation systems and tanks in Andhra Tamil Nadu border regions. The Chandragiri Fort Palace complex stands as testament to his architectural patronage, blending Indo-Islamic and Vijayanagara styles. Venkatapati Raya was astute in diplomacy. He skillfully leveraged rivalries between European traders, mainly the Portuguese and the Dutch, to Vijayanagara's advantage. Ports such as Pulicat and Masulipatinam came under controlled trade policies that favored local autonomy. Additionally, his court maintained correspondence and occasional embassies with Golconda Sultanate to maintain peace on eastern fronts. Madurai and Tanjore Nayakas to ensure loyalty and internal cohesion. Through these policies, he ensured that southern India remained relatively stable during northern turbulence. Venkatapati Raya died in 1614 CE, reportedly without a direct heir. The succession crisis that followed led to instability and infighting among Aravidu claimants. This weakening of central authority made it easier for the Mughals under Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb to eventually gain a foothold in Deccan politics. Nonetheless, the buffer of resistance provided by Venkatapati's policies allowed Maratha powers like Shivaji and southern kingdoms like Tanjore, Travancore, and Mysore to rise later, filling the vacuum with indigenous strength. Venkatapati Raya's story is often overshadowed by the glory of Krishnadevaraya or the heroics of Shivaji. Yet, his quiet but firm defiance of Mughal imperialism, his cultural patronage, and his visionary governance were no less significant. Recent efforts by historians and regional scholars have begun to reassess his reign, particularly focusing on his role in delaying Mughal encroachment, his preservation of Dravidian temple culture, his administrative innovations that inspired Nayaka polity Venkatapati. Raya represents the final embodiment of Vijayanagara resilience. He did not win dramatic victories or build massive empires, but he held the line. Through careful governance, regional diplomacy, and cultural investment, he ensured that South India remained Indian in identity. In the legacy of Indian kings, Venkatapati Raya deserves his due, not as a conqueror, but as a protector, a strategist, and a custodian of civilization. He was the last flame that flickered in the darkness before the age of regional powers reshaped southern India once more. Thank you for listening.